Okay, we are live. Welcome everyone. This is EXO Economy Core. My name is Kent, and you can see here the core team for the EXO Economy project, or the Exos token, as most people think of it. And we're going to do some project updates today. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it right over to Eric to give his update, and then he'll hand off to the next person. So Eric, take it away.
Thanks, Kent. Good seeing everyone again. I know we had a little bit of a breather over the last couple of weeks. Nikki will talk about the awesome town hall we had last week, which is why we didn't actually have our usually regularly scheduled core treasury call. But as many of you know, right, we've been meeting this way, usually on the same day and time for many years now. So this is just an installment of all kinds of things, and things are certainly well underway and continuing, obviously behind the scenes, with bringing the Exos token to market. So we're looking forward to getting some updates soon on that, publicly at least that is. But just know again that even though you may not be hearing or seeing anything, there's still a lot of work that's happening behind the scenes. And from a core treasury standpoint, the treasury is still flush with Exos. So for those of you that still haven't thought about what you want to do for a proposal, that's where Sway comes into play. And that's our online platform. You can go in and propose, just like what many of you have done over the past several months, and hoping to get many of you on a live call, or at least, if not, at a minimum, submit your videos and kind of tell us what's been happening with your projects in Sway. Those have been approved and funded, and many of you have just kind of gone through your Exos and you're maybe kind of one and done, but many of us, including Exponential individuals, which recently got their second Exos grant, so thank you, community, are still undergoing and still full steam ahead and doing all kinds of amazing things. So we want to hear from everybody. And we're working, of course, with some of the members on this call, and others are putting together a little session where you can actually do just that, right? Because it's more than just, again, just about usage and utility and all that. That's great, but it's also about making a difference, right? Making an impact, changing the lives of people, bettering our communities, and ultimately the world. So keep that in mind. And I think that's all I have from my standpoint. So right now, why don't we go over to Nikki and see what she has for us?
All right. We have, like you said, had the town hall last week, and it was on cybersecurity. Some really interesting conversations went on over there. So I'm posting some links so you can watch the replay. I'm also working on an article to put into Insights and talk about all the tips that we came up with. And Kent birthed a new 2x2 with Salim. And so we'll be making a little drawing of that and how that affects everything.
There's an article on that one too. There's an article on that one too.
And then we'll crowdsource the solution. What are the risks? What are the scalability factors in these decisions that we make? So that'll be an interesting thing to follow. I did want to share the screen on the doubling challenge winners. There we go. So basically, we did over 40 winners. We had 430,000 Exos distributed into the community. So if you were a participant, go pick them up. We put some instructions in the email that came out. So use the email that you used in the challenge to go find that link to get access to your Exos. And maybe Angelo can update us on the Rutus distribution, because that's about to be done too. We've got some testimonials to talk about the very thing you just mentioned, and that is, what do you do with these Exos? What's the value, of playing the game? What's the value of earning and spending these Exos tokens? So we've got some video footage from our own members that give you some insight into that. These were the most recent weekly picks. We've got people on top. We've got 3 females in this one. This was a cool one because we had so many men that were participating. Not nearly half were women. And so we just wanted to make that little plug for diversity and inclusion. Had some other winners along the way, past weeks. And then here's the leaderboard. So number 1 person, Michael Freebay, he's always number 1. He had the most submissions. And so he was first to number 1 and the most submissions. So shout out to him. ExO Italy was really high up there. They got there fast and furious. In fact, they found mistakes before we did in many cases. And then we had Future of Health, ExO Italy, Mexico came in strong, Rutanio came in strong. We had a lot of really good engagement there. So there was a lot to learn. And you gave good feedback. Some of our challenge questions and encouraged people to give us feedback as to what you want from this whole Exos exchange environment. So that was really cool. We got really good information from that. So stay tuned. We will be publishing more and more as that comes out. And I believe that is it for me. Oh, Island 17. Island 17 is doing their private NFT drop for raising funds. And so they've based their NFTs on the chakras and metaphysical conditions of what works energetically for you in the world. And they're out to solve all the SDGs by building hackathons, cohorts, 2 weeks, 3 months, etc., with university students, high school students, youth in general, young-minded people, solving for these world problems. And so that's a really good cause. Got a lot of good detail in there. Yes.
How's Island 17 related to the EXO economy?
They are accepting Exos tokens as a means of exchange. We're the first of their exchange, and they actually are advertising on the marketplace. And I put that link in this chat as well for several positions that they will pay in Exos first, and then they will start to do the hybrid fiat plus Exos as a distribution.
Yeah. So just a quick plug, check that project out. So they're using our currency on their island, their virtual island,
yes,
to solve SDGs. We're here to do what? To transform the world for a better future.
Yeah.
They're enrolling some of the brightest, youngest minds that are capable of doing so at every level. Yes. And it's pretty extraordinary to see what they're doing. And we're really sort of blessed to have them as a part of our community. And so please do check them out. And, Nikki, I just thought of like, do we have a place like on the economy.openexo.com website where we highlight these kind of partners? I think there is
to a degree,
sort of,
but we could do something better. Yeah, we could do better.
Yeah, so let's think about that. That way I could just say,
is one, but yes.
Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah, that one too. And so we could just say, go to this website and you'll find a link to Island 17 there. It's easier than trying to spell it out here on YouTube. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you, Nikki.
Sure.
There's also, I saw today a grant proposal in Sway for Island 17.
Yes, so go vote.
That needs some love. It needs some votes and comments, etc. Yes. I am waiting for a response to some questions I asked.
Okay.
But yeah, please do go there and check it out, and check out the other grant proposals that are in Sway as well. Definitely. As Eric said, we have, our community treasury. Our aim is to allow people to leverage Exos to create transformational projects, and so go ahead and do
Kevin, you make me think of something. How many conversations a week about DAOs in the EXO community? Here we are operating as a DAO, and it's difficult to get people to participate in the DAO they're in. I think that's very interesting. If you do see this out there and you're part of the OpenExo community and you wish you knew more about DAOs, OpenExo has been a really good thing, and the Exos token has been a really good thing for people onboarding to crypto in general, so that they can understand how it works and get their feet wet in a reasonably safe way. Same thing about DAOs. Our DAO is friendly and safe and relatively easy. And the people that are in it are doing great things. So come and support them by participating in a governance proposal. That's all you have to do to be part of the DAO. It's crazy. It's easy. We've taken that path. So check it out. Just a little plug there for the open EXO DAO-ness of it all. But it's a journey we've been on for some time. So we'll keep recruiting more and more as we do other things that we were talking about before. Okay, thanks. Pass it off, Nikki. Who's next?
All right.
Pass the baton.
Angelo, let's talk Rutanio.
Hey. Well, Angelo here. Basically, we are supporting the Rutanio community related to the conversion with Exos and Rutas. And we are organizing the next distribution. We have the winners, and we will be asking the community how we, not asking, we are going to send them the token in some ways. Some of the way will be distributed by the T-bot, or will be distributed by the list that we have on the runs, right? Basically, that distribution will start maybe the next week, Nikki, or this week, when we will start distribution.
We've already distributed the tokens for the Exos, so anytime we're ready.
All right. Well, tomorrow we have the core meeting in Rutanio, and we will be discussing the final distribution day. Will be basically this week because the tokens are assigned, and it's just a process.
Hey, Angelo, how's Rutanio and the root the token related to the EXO economy?
Well, we are sister economies. You know, we are working together. We are enjoying the same. Sometimes the same team, and sometimes different proposal. And the business model between all of us is not the same, but we are having a marketplace inside the Rutanio community. And the token Rutas is super focused in trying to solve innovation and entrepreneurship over here in Latin America. And this token is being known by different countries right now. It's impacting in several places, and it's growing fast, you know, as our token Exos is growing too. But it is not in the same level in terms of the possible equality activity, but it's also a token that is very useful. You know, it's very useful for entrepreneurs.
Awesome. Thank you. It's been a little while since we heard that. So there may be people who see this who don't know what you're up to. So there you go. Thanks. Who's next?
Over to Jean.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, we continue to support the community with onboarding process and also the use of Exos. The 30 doubling challenge, I think, has helped a lot of people join in the community, started to use the wallets, and we expect more people, now that they all earned the Exos from doubling challenge, we expect more uses of that, and as more people getting sway proposals approved, that there will be also more use cases. And for any support, just please use the Discord community, raise your questions and answer questions if you know them. And we expect to see a lot more uses of the tokens and economy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Jillian?
You've brought a lot of sanity to our holders of Exos and users of wallets. So I know it's been a bit of a slog at times when there were things, but it seems to have really leveled out quite a lot. So much appreciated.
Jill?
Yes, thanks, Jing. I'm just busy still with Nikki, seeing next steps for the doubling challenge and just tracking who's picked up the Exos and being on their case to make sure that they pick them up. And that's it for me. Pratik, who else is? Oh, Lisa.
I don't have a whole, I have stuff, but working on EXO Insight, which is a platform to amplify the voices of the community. So always looking for more articles, getting the newsletter out. We have 3 articles this week, and we have a writing club if anyone wants to come and join. Sometimes it's a small group, sometimes a little more. Just a great place to more ideas and generate ideas for articles and things like that. So that's all I have to report this week. Next week, I will have more. Did Pratik go?
Hey guys, update wise, we were struggling with raising funds for, let's say, regulation, and we joined IOTA community. At that time, the community influx was very nice. What really happened was now we don't really have to take care of technology because that's becoming a member-led DAO, and everybody is welcome to participate. I'm posting a link for the website, and everybody can go on my website, click on the pre-mint button, and then use the whitelisting link to verify yourself. Be there because we're soon going to let you know how you are going to get the giveaways. So thank you. Anybody else? I think you're done. Okay.
Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to give 2 updates. They're going to sound a little broad, but I want to give 2 updates just to can't really help that. The first one is that we are, some of you know, some of you who see this will know, but since quite a while, we've been migrating, and this will continue for a long time, but we've been migrating OpenExO to more and more of a DAO structure as an organization. Formally, it's a Delaware public benefit corporation, but we finally are within, we're sort of fourth in goal. We're right there at the line of setting up the public DAO's treasury of Exos and potentially some funding and fiat for the community to manage. This has been a long time project. It has gone fast at times, it's very, very slow at times. It hasn't moved at all for sometimes, but it continues to move forward, sort of quarter over quarter. And that was originally expected. So we never have taken sort of a pump and dump or a speculative or any type of approach to this. We've said, okay, let's learn how to be a DAO, and then let's be a DAO, right? So in that order, preferably. And so the team that you see here has done a tremendous job of learning how to do group-based governance proposals. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you have not participated in one of OpenExO's governance proposals, we use a tool called Sway to do that, which is actually a project by an OpenExO community member. Hint, hint, right? Then you really should do that. If you're part of this, you're part of the DAO. If you're not engaged, then you're not getting as much of a stake as you probably could in one way or another. So dig into that. Nikki's process of the 30-day doubling challenge that she and Jill and Kevin and others ran was one of the most engaging ways we've ever seen. And so, Nikki, I'm looking forward to figuring out how to leverage some of all that we learned there to drive engagement and governance, for example, right? One of the things I was hoping to talk to you about. Just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So that's what incentivization is for, is to get the things that need doing done. And it turns out that can be extraordinarily difficult in a DAO. So in summary, super excited to be forming the treasury for the OpenExO DAO to be governed in the same way that we've been governing projects and treasuries for what we call here EXO Economy Core. So it's about to grow up another level, right? It's about to enter another sort of stage, and really excited about that. Second thing, and everybody asks me this pretty much every day of my life, is when is the Exos token going to be in public markets or liquid, is what people will ask. Reminder, we've pursued utility, distribution, and liquidity somewhat in that order. Distribution and utility kind of on an equal basis. What does it mean? Distribution, get tokens into the right hands so they can use them in our own marketplace as a private complementary cryptocurrency. 3 words you don't hear together very often. It's worth stopping to think about why we might do that. And then second is utility, more and more and more. So you heard from Nikki about Island 17 using Exos to help solve for SDGs. Also in our governance proposals, seeking funding from this community to help do so. Don't you want to help with that? Yeah, you should. If you're here, if you're here and you're hearing this, you kind of should want to help with that. So maybe I can guilt you into it, then please get over there. But the point is that we've added a lot of utility. Exos are used for a lot of things today. They're not always used exclusively for the thing because they are a private complementary currency. Some people also need to move dollars or euros or other cryptocurrencies at the same time. But that step-by-step path that we're on to getting the Exos token into public markets continues. We are having good progress. It's just not something I can blather on about in public for all kinds of reasons. But it's all about doing things exactly in the right way for the maximum benefit of the community at large, and making sure we do nothing ever to endanger the long-term value of that Exos digital asset. Okay, so I just want everybody to know we are making progress. It is slow. I'm sorry, but it is slow. I can't really do anything about that. And we won't sort of stop until we're done. So I think we've proven that anyway. We'll just keep going. So those are kind of the 2 key updates that I wanted to talk about today. And encourage everyone, even if you can't come every week, even if you can't engage every week, to reach out to any of us that you see on this call and say, hi, what's up with Exos? How can I do a little bit more? And that would go a really long way in a community like ours. So that would be my ask if I get the chance to do one today. And the end of my updates. Does anybody have anything they're blocked on, anything they need, any last announcements they want to make? No? Okay. If that's the case, then we are a wrap just a few minutes early. So we'll all get back and go and do the whole rest of the day. Well, in my case, for some folks on here, that would be ending their day and probably going to family and eat and things like that. So, all right. So
Thanks,
Cheers,
everyone.
have a
everyone.
great rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll see you